Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to our webinar. I'm pleased to introduce this morning or noon or afternoon or evening, whatever, microwind in an urban area by Robert Nesseler from Blue Power in Austria. Robert, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I can
good.
hear you.
Very good. Welcome to the webinar. And Robert, the floor is yours. Please go on.
Thank you, sir, very much. Amanda would be their personality. Maybe we checked it next year. But first of all, I have to excuse me a little bit, so because of my English, yes. And also, secondly, we are also in Austria, still in a hard lockdown. So my internet connection maybe is not all the time the best, because I think all my neighbors is in the internet. I hope they join us. I don't know what they do. And also I would thank forwardly Morten and Fritz together to see yesterday afternoon. They make the keep up the small wind turbines high after a talk who was only about solar. Yes. Now I would start with that. 1 second. Yes. So what I do here today is speak about small wind power, even in the urban challenge. Yes, that's very a big challenge, because it's only solar power at the moment there. And I think it'd be also in mind a good idea to have more than one option for a green energy. So I'm working for the company of Blue Power. So today I will show you a little bit ideas about small wind power in urban areas, also on my product. Yes, we make it wind power efficient. You can read it by yourself. It's nothing new. But what we think about is to have energy based is not only on the sun. So we know we live in countries like where there's a little bit more snow in the winter, and there is no sun sometimes, and also no wind. So it is depend on areas where you can make both of them. Yes, there is also, it can play a key role in non-grid collections. Yes, like we spoke it before. But also in urban areas. We test it now directly in Vienna, but it's a difficult problem about the approval. Yes, but we speak about that later. Why wind? Yes, that's always first question. So it's not the band to see here. Okay, solar PV is operating to more CO2, but we have also to see that's not a game against solar PV. Yes, to only for me to see it goes with that. Yes, that would be my idea. But the best what we do can is to see that here. And I speak a little time about the situation in Austria. So in Austria, we got clear targets, but for my opinion, it's not strong, because we have so much wind, we have more than enough hydropower. Yes, we have more than enough sun. We got nearly everything in the small country. We've not a lot of people living in there, so it will be no problem to be more higher than we are in. You see here now at the moment. Yes, when you think about green MPV, here is thinking about from 0.9% to 16.3%, and I see that not in the moment in our country. In mind, we have now other problems, but it's strong and it will be stronger. But I think we should change our mind and be earlier with that in a country who lives When you live there in Austria, you got everything. There's high mountains and a lot of water. There's no problems to make more than enough green energy. Yes. So the main problems for microwind in urban areas is firstly the approval. Yes. First of all, and the biggest problem in Austria is every state got their own legal provisions. Yes. And the also additional difficult is that every major from a small village is the construction authority there. Yes. So you speak maybe sometimes with guys who don't know really something about that, what you want to do. So it's difficult. Yes. Then also the neighborhood law. There is not only in Austria, the neighborhood law is everywhere in this whole world, I would say like that. Yes, I speak also with people in Australia. That's not so a problem because the land is very wide. But there, the neighborhood law, with including the eye-through, noise, disco effect from the shadows, blah, blah, blah. Yes. And that's still a big problem when you want to add on something on a urban higher building. Yes. And we go there at the company Blue Power other way to check that things or nearly make it away like the noise, yeah, make it more quieter. But it costs you a lot of extra money in the production, and then in the end terms, you got the problems with the customer. They didn't want to pay that, yes. Then also there's a lot of problems we know about vibrations. Yes, that's a mean thing at the bigger things when you want to do in a building, because I see there are a lot of construction things, yes, who didn't work because of that. There is 2 or 3 different things happens in Vienna with bigger ones. So we choose that, we make it smaller, keep it simple, and add more than one. That's our idea about that. And then the no practical, not enough wind and efficiency. Yes, there is enough wind, also nearly in turbulent urban areas, but you have to find it. Yes, we have to keep more power in that. Yes. And for the officials, go away from that. How much costs you 1 kilowatt hour in wind, and more there where and when I can produce it. Yes, and when I need it, also like that. Yes. There is also the comparison and competition with solar energy. Because of that, in my world, yeah, they come together, because I think there's in a higher building, there's not enough space to make only idea with solar power. And in higher building, the ground power that you need allows you to make every 100 watt you earn from wind to go directly in your own grid, not in the master grid. That's a point. We have to think about it, and we have to go more in that way, I think so. So we have more than one ideas, maybe, yes, but I think the small and microwind community should go more together. Everyone takes his own idea, yes, but when they want to go together, there will be a problem because they cook their own meal, yes. And so we should show to make more of that, to see that's not like the old one. It's not disturbed at 7 miles, 70 miles per hour wind or stuff like that. That, I mean, that should the idea. And also what I see often, what we make also in Vienna now, it's the problem with the winds, the turbulent winds in construction areas, because when there's a new building in the area, then means your turbine will go lost. Yes. And so we have to think more about that, how we can use it there, and also make it like that, that you can see it. Yes. People have to see it. I think the main problem at the moment is that they didn't know much, and they didn't see it. Yes, only on land sites. So for that we are working very hard at the moment to came there to be in the city like Vienna. You have to think about it. We are there in the approval since nearly 1 year. Yes, and it costs huge money. Yes, it's not the band for 1, 2, 10 pieces to make there, but excuse me. The main thing is that someone has to do it. We have to start it, and we want and try to start it. And let us see. I don't know it at the moment because of the COVID. We got also interesting times, like I want to say. But for me, it's difficult because I'm normally the half a years outside. Yes, and now I stay at home, and also we want to keep on. We want to push on. So the thing is, choose also the right location in the city. That's one of 2 projects in Vienna that we didn't start it now. Yes, because it's a lot of problems with the law in Vienna. But mine's there, that's not a good place because the left and right buildings that you see there here are higher. Yes, that we see before. Okay, that's not a good area. Then we check the windrows like you see it here, bring it on that and see, okay, that will be no problem. We measure there, yes, in the nearly high because there's no building at the moment. Yes, and we see, okay, it would work. Yes, and there we choose 5 pieces, also with solar panels. Yes, because it's a mixture for day and night. And in Vienna we got, and that area always wind. That's near the Donau Canal, and there is every time wind. Yes, and there you can see the what I speak about is that's the high from the neighbor, and they choose us only that high in the wind turbine maximum. Yes, so we see before we have the problem. Okay, we didn't can make it because that's not useful. The neighbor's house is then before, but like you see with the windrows, it makes sense. And I hope, and I go on hard with that ideas to choose it there and to have it there. But it might be it took a year more now because of the COVID situation. They stopped the whole construction area. Mhm. So why we make that blue power small wind turbines? Yes, that what I say before. It's kind of new thinking also. Yes, because we make it small. Every customers comes before and want a bigger one. Every time there's the speak about bigger one, but in my opinion, there is, for me, it's better to have nearly the half a day or the whole night, 200 or 300 watts. Yes, then you got really problems and earn a lot of energy, but you didn't use it there where it is. And it's also too big for urban areas. You have to see our product is 1.7 meters wide. And so it's maybe nearly the maximum where you can go in urban areas. Also to only with there is a correct in Vienna, they say Stadtbild. That means when it's not nice enough, when it's not looking like the old Vienna, the mostly building there never looks more than the old Vienna, then you can do it. Yes, it's an extra stuff. Because of that, we tried in Vienna. All of that say to us, you're stupid to try it in Vienna. But we think one nice colleague from Brussels told me, from Belgium, he told me, okay, Robert, when you get it there legally, then we get it 10,000 pieces in Brussels legally. So everyone knows nearly about the special problems in urban areas in Vienna. Yes, for that I have to say. And so we make that. And there's, oh, I forgot something. There's something in German. Excuse me. But we make there our product more in that way that we say we want excellent performance, yeah, and the noise. The noise is the biggest problem in Austria. We have different areas. So let me say in Salzburg, there is still, let me say, I think 28 dBr in the night. You know what is 28 dBr in the night? Nothing, yes? But we can catch that in an area from 30-35 meters, yes? So there's a possibility to become it there, because the most of our first customer was illegally, yes? They buy it and mount it, finish, yes? And the problem for us, the good producer, is that to produce something where it's also to can have it legally, yes? That is for the roof installation, what I say before, the vibrations is a big problem. So at the vibrations, I can say at the moment, we make there together in Lichtenegg, a thing with the Fachhochschule Vienna, yes? And there we can say how more weight is there, that the more problem you got, yes? But the moved weight, I mean, yes? And so we are very low in the moved weight, so we got no problems with vibrations. And also with the covering, we got the thing about the turbulence, where you got in a city normally from all other stuff you don't can make it otherwise. We became more power because it concentrate on one point, yes? We can put more than one, yeah, and also we can customize it. We customize it for big companies, and also then it's a nice things to have, because the company, the last what buy it from me, is in my area in Styria in Austria, very nice area, but not a lot of winds. But they make it on that way that they say, okay, we want to show the people what we do, because they got, I think, 185 kilowatt hours power solar on the roof, but nobody see it and nobody count it and nobody knows it, and they want to say, go outside and say, okay, what we do. And we do that with two pieces, yes. We check there also the small wind areas, and they make it like that and say, okay, since then they got the more green efficient footprint, yes, and everybody knows it. We got it before also nearly like that, but now the people knows it, and that is also an idea like that. It looks here they said, okay, every 17 minutes there is one blue one. Okay, that's true, but we don't produce every 70 minutes a blue one. That's our target at the moment, yes. We got now in 10 pieces chargers, yes. We came from 2 pieces, now we are 10, and my next goal is 20, but there's no end goals. Also at 100 we got also an app for that. You have to have an app at the moment, yes. And you see there normally, like in the solar power, there's no extra idea there behind. The mounting possibilities, yes, like I said, you can take it in your garden, you can take it on a normal roof, on a flat roof, yes. Also we got it in non-grid solutions, but we got at the moment no own non-grid solution. There's an idea what we have to development something for ourselves for a non-grid solution, but we see it in a mostly like I got a customer in Johannesburg, yes. There is the most dangerous thing is there to have no power, because it's not, your beer is not cold in the evening. Maybe that's a second issue, yes, but the first issue for every people is their security. They want to know, everyone to have to know, to see something where you produce power then they know your electric fence is working. It's terrible, but in that areas of that world, that's the issue number one in urban sites. Yes, why they use that? Because they got too much dirt on the solar, on PV power. Yes, and also that's not enough for the whole 24 hours. So they're looking forward to see something else, and that should be go not only my company, I think, the whole small wind and micro wind area. Yes. Um, Here is some kind of operation and mode and integration from blue power wind turbines. Like I spoke it, it's not the band, it's our wind turbine. Yes, perfectly. For me, it's better when it's our wind turbine, but we should go more than way, yeah, to show people when and how you can use that. It's not only on the big one, and it's also not the fault on the big ones, yes, that we got the loud, noisy ice throw, shadow, blah blah blah. Yes, that's too much to speak about that. And I think that I say correctly, and also it's something there in German. I'm not a good translator, you can see that now. But we got no problems with birds. We got not that disco effect or shadows. Yes, there is no ice throw, only in Vienna, because one guy there and in the government says, okay, for him there is it's a wind turbine, and if it's a wind turbine, it got the ice throw, even when it's not possible from the shape. For him, it's not okay. And the main thing for us is now the noise. Yes, that should be the main thing for everyone. And I think that's the dimension from the blue one, like we make it, and we do nothing else. We planned before to make a 5 and 10 kV product. There's also 2 prototypes, but then we see it's too heavy, it's too big, and you became a lot of problems then. And then we see, okay, let us take their 7 blue ones. It's cheaper and makes the same power than 1 blue 10. So it stays there for nothing, but we tested it. So I think I'm finished. I'm nearly at the 20 minutes. I'm perfectly, I think so. And if there is some questions, please tell me.
Okay, thank you very much, Robert. And indeed, you are very precise. We'll open the
Thank you.
yeah. We will open the floor for questions or comments to Robert. But first, I'd like to say that it's very good to see that the urban areas it is possible to include them, because that has been a big issue for many years, that how to get the wind turbines into the urban areas, also in a legal way, as you said, because of course there will always be pirates around. But this way it sounds really good. But also I have a short question for you. How is your business after Corona?
We think about it and see there's a lot of stopping things. Yes. Firstly, I have to say that summer I only mount 5 turbines and they go out, but in our warehouse still standing there 10 or 12. Some is sold, yes, really sold, also paid. But we see on the time in Corona, we see a big idea behind. We have a lot of development, yes, to finish. And also in my area, we have a lot ideas and a lot of things to do. And at mind, it gives us a good time. Also, things like you do now in the Nordic Folkecenter gives us a belief, yes, and also gives us something to see, okay, there's more than one. And that mind will be the time to come together from different companies and different countries and go together on for the small wind turbines. And I think that should be our Corona part, let me say like that.
Okay, thank you. And then I have a question more, sorry, I'm sure if there are any others into for questions right now? No? Well, looking at hospitals, which hospitals are often in urban areas, and you talked about off-grid systems, and switch off and so on in a hospital can be, that can be really, really a big problem. Do you do or see a market for off-grid solution for hospitals, for example? Most of them have that diesel generator standing for emergency cases, but do you see this as things to add to the solutions with the diesel generators?
100%. That's the same we try now, maybe let me say in Africa, yes. There's a lot of diesel power, yes, and there is a solution from our company. I can't speak so much about that, but that's a kind of development we try now. That's the electric side. Some very big issues on the market and very good issues on the market have a bad electric side because they use solar inverters, yes. And we try to make something who is enough intelligent to make more than 3 or 4 different things together. And that may be the right problem at hospitals or even at normal buildings, yes, to have every time power and like we say, it's like a Notstrom, yes, and that will be that idea what we choose now and where we behind. Let me see when we are finished. I think there's 1 year.
Okay. Yes, that's really interesting. Among your customers, do you have customers who require some kind of testing approval, or would they like to have it certified that your turbines are at a certain standard?
Yes, but like I said before, we start in Austria, and that's it's the problem what we got now, and that is the problem also what we have to do and go on. That's different. Every country is different in the EU. Every country and every state is different. Yes, with the legal ideas, and so we have to move on. And the main problem is also the neighborhood problems. And I see a question in the chat. Yes, okay.
Yes, but what I mean is that to certify your machine, I know about the legal matters, it's different everywhere. And there are some laws for urban areas and rural areas. But for your machine, compared to other machines, would it be a good thing for you that if you can show a paper for your turbine, which was recognized internationally? Would that be a good thing in your country?
It might be, it is be. We take again long at the moment inverters because it's the only one we can go so deep in that we make our own wind curve. Yes, and the thing on is that we came it from there, but our development includes the inverter, and the inverter is the point where go our machine to other machines. Yes, and it should be like that. Yes, maybe it should be an issue that it goes before. Yes, that you can use every inverter behind. That's one of our ideas and one of our development at the moment. And you're right, the certificate from the machine is one thing, but the certificate from a machine is that thing. But the point where you go in the grid, that's the important point. And that I mean, there is a lot of solutions at the moment in the market with Fronius and stuff like that. We didn't want wind power, but we don't know why. We are not white from Fronius. I try to speak with them, but we can say why that's so like that.
Well, yes, that's the electric grid problem. But what I'm actually pointing at is that the wind turbine itself is to approve, because you will find that there are very good products in the market and there are very bad products in the market. And unfortunately, we have seen that the bad products has given the good products, some of the good products has got a bad name because of the bad ones. So therefore the certification could be something saying that, well, this one has been certified, it can do so and so, and rated power is so and so, and it's proved. It's not only theoretical, but it's proved and tested power curves.
We prove and tested our power curve is from the wind park in Lichtenegg. You know that also, Morten?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
also for us, or for my personality in my company, is an idea also to bring one of them in the Nordic Folkecenter. Why? We can prove something there where we are, yes, but that's a kind of area in Austria where it's very specialist, yes, but there is no, we sold a lot of stuff to near sea areas, yes, and that means you have to make more than one certificate. That's my meaning behind, yes. But we speak about that more, but Morten, that's the main problem, because it costs money, and the issue from the money is all time the same. We have to check it. We have, because of that, I say before, we have to be stronger as together, not only in your own thinking. So when all companies comes more together and not make the same ideas behind and not make the same money going issues, then maybe it will be faster and we can make standards, because there's no very standards behind now. It's not the band on that. Nobody can say you exactly where small wind ends. Even in countries it's extra, where microwind begins and ends. There's no exactly standards, and also not for certified it, yes. So we have more, make tomorrow of one on them.
Well, then, yeah, I'm aware of that, but I can tell you there are groups working on it, and I hope that we very soon will have some standards to come up. We don't know yet how it will be, but anyhow, here, the place where I am at the test center at Nordic Folkecenter, we are working on it, and I know internationally colleagues from all over the world are working with these matters. So, okay. There's one question. Eric Jan?
Yes,
Eric,
I'm here.
Hi, Eric. Good morning.
Hello, Morten. Morning. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I was just wondering, because I see the data logging stick of the Chinese company Ginglong, and I was wondering what kind of inverter it's using now.
Yes, we use now the Ginglong inverter, because that's the only one we found on the market at the moment where we can go so deep in the issue like we want it to do. Yes, like our programming our own wind curve, have enough PP tracking points, blah, and the rest of the stuff. And it means for us at the moment, for our size, it be the best product to sell it also. When you got something else better, please, I'm here. I'm always open-minded for stuff like that, because it's still a problem with Ginglong.
As far as I know, Ginglong doesn't produce any more special wind inverters. They don't produce it anymore. So maybe you have some wind inverters on stock. It's okay. But in the future, there's not a Ginglong wind inverter available anymore. So that's why I was wondering, what is the picture in the situation?
Correctly. We buy the last, I think, 100 pieces. Nearly we are left there for 80 pieces, and that what I mean before our development says there who is now only the electrician side. That's not me. Yeah, I'm only the guy who sell it. Yes, but I know a lot of them, because we are a small company, and that's the idea, to make something own, to bring it before the inverter, and then the inverter does only what the inverter has to do. Because let me say, the solar power is kind of stupid inverter. Yes, like that for us in wind. And there was Ginglong the last, but Ginglong also produced something now where you can use it in wind, but we only ordered it now, and we will test it in the next 6 months.
Okay.
Then then I can tell you then it works or not. But for me, it's better my own product because.
Okay, just another question shortly. Yesterday I saw on some sheets, I don't know where, there was a Fronius wind inverter. So my question to you, do you know that if Fronius is producing special wind inverters?
Yes, it has, but it isn't that anymore. But it's a way since 2 years or 3 years. Also, I know Fronius very well because I see them on the Austrian fairs. Yes,
Yes.
and there was this year's in kind of February. There was the biggest fair in Austria. The last one we take there. Yes, it's in Wels. Yes, it's it's only energy fair. And there I speak with one higher person there at the beer, and they tell me there will be nothing from Fronius anymore. For sure, there's nothing in the pipe. There's no idea. There's too small market and too higher costs.
Yeah,
They go only with the solar.
that's correct. So what is left on the market on wind inverters?
Yes. Maybe I have something then. Yes, maybe I'm the guy who knows that. But let me see. Let us take our doctors for the next half years and keep them alone. When it's like that, I will spray it out loud. Maybe we see us personally then at the Nordic Folkecenter.
Okay, looking forward to that.
Yes.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Erik. And now time has gone. We are a little bit over time, but I think we can manage somehow. But anyhow, thank you very much, Robert. It has been a pleasure having you here, and I hope that you follow the conference. You might be isolated a bit in Austria right now, so you maybe have the time for doing it. But anyhow,
Yes.
thank you very much for your presentation.